What's up, guys?
We have to talk about
Stuff, I guess, and things, whatever. Today we're going to talk about really quick KBD Nismo version 2 front bumper in polyurethane. Obviously, KBD only makes polyurethane front bumpers. We wanted to review it and show you how it turned out on our car. So,
and real quick, I guess, just note what brand is the little diffuser guy?
oh yeah, let's talk about that too. I don't even remember the brand. I got it on Amazon, but I'll post a link. The super thin metal aluminum splash guard that we got also.
And we had to modify.
That we modified, and this is in order to keep the bumper from flapping. So this is really important information for you guys if you care at all. If you don't even care, don't even.
You should definitely care, because no
one wants a flapping bumper.
These things are notorious for it.
Yeah, exactly. Polyurethane is super flexible.
Well,
so
this particular bumper is.
Yes, definitely. And the version 3 even more so.
Is it?
Yeah, it breaks in the middle all the time because it just drags on the
ground. Is that why you always see the
broken middle?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So this is the version 2 Nismo front bumper. This is the one that came on the 05-06 Nismos. The 03-04 Nismos had kind of a lip and V1 spoiler and some graphics like S-Tune graphics. The V2 had this.
The checker graphics?
Yeah.
God, I love those.
The V2 had this front bumper, and it also had version 2 side skirts and then kind of like a Batman style wing. The version 3 is the one that everyone knows most commonly. It's the really nice looking aggressive bumper with the reflectors in it, and the lower side skirts with the flat rear bumper and the more GTR looking wing.
Likely styled after the Amuse 380 RS, because
exactly.
The 380 RS came out before the Nismo V3.
Yeah, it's like the 380 RS went, Nismo V2, we can do better. And then Nissan went, we like that. We're gonna take it and we're gonna adapt.
We're gonna make it tinier.
Yeah, so this is from KBD. This is a polyurethane front bumper that we got. It was rolled up in the box and we had it wrapped right out of the box. 2080 gloss black from 3M with a gunmetal trim on the front splitter section. I also went with the same color on these charge speed sides. We'll talk about the charge speed sides in another video, but basically we wanted to show you guys how the fitment looked. It's good fitment. We installed it ourselves. We drilled the holes in the bumper ourselves. We did use the corner brackets, so just to show you kind of like gap. There's a little bit of gap here, a little bit of sag.
A quick thing to note about this too. This bumper does come with indentation along the top of it where all of your mounting hardware is supposed to go. So there's actually no real guesswork in where stuff goes.
Yes, that is very, very true. So let's pop the hood real quick so we can show you guys where all of the drilling needed to happen. So you can see here, basically right where all of these fender clips are where the holes were drilled. I guess I need to redo this one because it's a little bit off. And we were off also fitment wise, just so you guys know. You can see this little gap right here. This is not due to the bumper. This is actually due to the fact that this aftermarket headlight from Acon has a little bit of fitment issues. So there's like a little gap here, and then it's pushing the fender forward.
Right.
You can kind of see it like that.
Yeah, you're talking about this little lip here, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And it's causing there to be like a little gap here. So this isn't a show car. If you guys are running a show car, you probably shouldn't be running polyurethane bumpers because they're harder to make look super clean for shows. It's just kind of a general rule of thumb, but this is a daily driver and a car that I want to take to autocross and canyons.
Well, and we should be a bit specific. When you got this wrapped, like you said, this is quite literally, it was rolled out of the box, left in the heat, and then it had
a ton of oil release agent.
Yeah,
right?
It had a ton of release agent on it. A, B, if you want this to be like as clean as possible, even if you're wrapping it, it technically should be sanded, primed, and then adhesion promoted.
Yeah.
Whereas in this case, it was not sanded, it was not primed. The release agent was removed, and then it was adhesion promoter vinyl.
Yeah, exactly. So the vinyl has stuck well. you know,
Let
but
it sit.
we let it sit for a while because we weren't in a rush to get this car done until I finally got parking at my place. But our wrap guy, you know, he said he had to kind of take some time with it because of that release agent. He had to really clean the crap out of this bumper.
And even then, the back, when
the
we
back
move
was so oily.
it's still
It
super
was-
slick
yeah.
and like gross.
Yeah, so fitment's pretty decent. It looks good until you get super close. It's kind of like a Monet. Is that the saying?
I like calling them 50-50s.
50-50s. 50-50s.
It looks good at 50 feet or 50 miles an hour.
Exactly. So in order to keep your KBD bumpers from flapping, we would recommend either doing a splitter. I don't like splitters personally because they reduce their ground clearance a lot, and they're also like more expensive than they need to be for someone if you're not running like a time attack car or something. Just get that rock in there. But this is an aluminum splitter that I got off at Amazon. It's exactly the same as like the Z Speed or Z1 ones for a fraction of the price. The aluminum is very thin and sharp. So keep that in mind. But the benefit of that is it's easy to drill. So if you need to drill into it for any reason, you should be totally good. We drilled into the bumper in order to secure these bolts to the bottom of it. So you can see I'm really pulling on it right now, and it's like bumper's barely moving. One thing you are gonna have to keep in mind,
This is very important.
this is like the most important thing that you guys should note about running these aluminum splash guards.
When installing it,
Yep.
the back actually bolts with 2 10 mils, 2 M6s, you know.
Yep.
But from the back to here, there's actually nothing.
There's nothing that secures this splash guard to the frame of the car or any bumper support or anything.
Forward of the back.
Yeah, which means that unless you are running a fender liner, which you may not, like I'm not, if you're running a fender liner, maybe you'll get the benefit of having a little thing to bolt to the side. But if you don't, you're gonna need to get some splitter rods. So
Funny enough, we had these.
yeah, we had these for the diffuser on the car that we'll show you really quick at the end of the video. But these are splitter rods that I will also link. We decided this would be the perfect way to reinforce. So pushing down on it, as you can see, this top part right here is actually drilled into the bumper support. So if I can kind of get the camera in there, you can kind of see right in there. It's drilled up and into the bumper support right there. So
Worked
it's nice and sturdy.
Worked out surprisingly. Like at the time, we were like, "Oh, what are we gonna do?" You
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
Worked out really well.
Yeah, so all in all, let me make sure that this is refocusing. All in all, the bumper came out well. It is nice and sturdy. It does not flap. The whole setup ran, I think I got the bumper on sale for like 400 and change. I got the splash guard for like 70, 80 bucks. And then the splitter rods were like 30 bucks. And then the wrap was one of the more expensive items, or paint, however you guys are gonna go. I would do a wrap on polyurethane because there's so much flex that unless you get a super flexible paint, your paint's gonna crack.
It's gonna
come off.
It's gonna spider web.
It's gonna spider web pretty hard. Like in my opinion, you should only wrap polyurethane, especially a front bumper, because also if you're gonna drive aggressively through like rocky areas, your paint's gonna chip off anyway, so what's the point?
Yeah.
But all in all, the whole setup ran what, like basically like $900 something.
Yeah.
Which
all things considered is not bad.
it's not bad. It's a little bit more than I wanted to spend, but I'm also super comfortable scraping this on driveways.
Well, that and it's actually really secure. Like it is really secure.
Yeah.
Everything said and done for going into this type of bumper that's known to flap, break, flap a lot.
Yeah.
It's very secure.
Yeah.
Like I would have no concerns driving this around through most anything.
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly. So, I guess you guys can get a quick sneak peek. We're gonna do this in another video, but the splitter rods we were talking about, we got for this diffuser setup. So we've got them running right here.
Quick reference question for the front. Did it come with the option for no emblem, or do they all come with the emblem?
So there are two versions. That's actually a good point. There are two versions of this bumper. One version does not have the center grille pieces, so you guys can take a look. One version, there's actually 3 versions of this bumper from Nissan, believe it or not. There's a version with the DE hood extension lines, which is, so if you guys have this and you have an HR hood, keep in mind, you're gonna either wanna fill those in or get a version without it. There is a version with, no center grille, and then there's a version with no lines and no center grille. So I think there's like 4 versions.
So
there's with and with, without and with and without, and without and without. I think is how Nissan offered it when you bought it OEM. KBD only has 2 versions. They have with, and I believe with and without.
Okay.
So you still get the DE lines, the hood lines, but you don't get the center support. I chose the center support because I wanted more structural rigidity.
And the emblem itself, though, is always there, correct?
I believe so.
Okay.
So a lot of guys use polydent to fill that area. If you guys don't want an emblem, quick reference, you can use like polydent or something like that to fill it.
We went with the black emblem.
Yeah, but we went with the black emblem. So we'll also link this emblem so you guys can pick that up as well if you want. So yeah, that's basically gonna do it. So let us know what you guys thought of the front bumper and the video in the comments down below. If you guys have any questions about the entire setup, let us know. I can forward you to our wrap guy as well. Really dope guy.
Yep.
If you guys are local to like San Gabriel, Pomona area. Otherwise, if you guys like the video, please make sure to like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and we'll see you in the next one.
We appreciate you guys.